Eccentricity. I'm reading the article on Wikipedia. The word eccentric does seem to have an association with wealth. When somebody is neurodivergent and original, unique in their mind, and deep thinking, creatively intelligent, and intelligently creative, and they have more money, they're considered eccentric. But when somebody who is low income and has struggled and whatnot is the same, they're considered crazy, and they're labeled and, judged, and they react, you see, because it makes natural sense that somebody with a great mind, a deep mind, a complex mind, would have a hard time psychologically being oppressed, suppressed, and depressed. Eccentrics are messy people, too, sometimes. I consider myself eccentric, even though I'm not wealthy. I'm definitely an artist, like beyond artist. And I'm definitely creative beyond creative. My mind doesn't really stop, and sometimes it is really hard, which is why I say it's rough psychologically to be faced with barriers and be oppressed when you're so deep and you know the nature of the barriers for what they are. And yeah, it's tough on the body and the mind and the soul. And it's hard because it's hard to get up and get through that. I've said so many times, even before I knew that I'm autistic and of a neurodivergent wiring, get tipsy and shout, "I just want to have a license to be effing weird," to my husband or my friends. And what I meant was that it is that whole thing that successful people, music artists, all kinds of artists, they have that. It's true. Eccentrics are either idealized or devalued, right? That's what I was kind of meaning to say. So, yeah, weird, demented, crazy, eccentric. Which one? Take your pick. But the thing is with eccentricity is the whole connection to autism. You know what? Society still doesn't understand what autism in its raw form, not it's affected by GMOs and chemicals, whatever form, but its raw, natural form of autistic brain wiring is basically eccentricity and creative genius. The autistic people that get more sort of recognition are seemingly the drier ones, like the ones that have the Asperger syndrome stereotype, computer programming. But you know what? That's one type of autistic wiring. The other type is the creative type, the eccentric type. And that's very, very much autism. Very much. In fact, almost more so than the Asperger's. Yeah, so what I would say about eccentricity and that artistic type of autism is that it's almost more further along the autism, or maybe it's just in a different angle of the spectrum. Like more of a creative autism, as opposed to the Asperger's. Seems like the artist creative type has a harder time functioning in society, or has a harder time functioning and is more sensitive than the Asperger type, who can sort of potentially hold a job in Silicon Valley or whatever, whatever you have it, or, like Sheldon and Leonard and all those guys. I don't know. Just a thought, potentially. Who I think was HFA, as people like Andy Warhol, Michael Jackson, and Marilyn Manson. I actually think my friend and I were discussing this, and I go, yeah, totally autistic. There's so many like eccentric artists that I could suspect autism. Not everyone, though. It really does depend on, they could be just eccentric phenotype personality. You have to sort of look to see if, do they hide behind the particular artist image that they play out. Like, I'm really confident on my videos because I'm talking to nobody but a camera. I'm actually a lot shyer than I seem, and I'm definitely autistic. So I have a music artist persona, and I feel much more comfortable hiding behind it. She's kind of like a fairy, like, cosplay character, and when I'm in that character, I feel more like I can sing and dress up and do all that, and I don't know. I mean, not that I don't dress up more, but I mean, when I'm really, really profoundly into that character. So, again, wrapping it up, eccentricity, could it be synonymous with autism? I think it goes unsaid that it often is. So